Hey everyone, how's it going this morning? So, what am I working on now? I have a 2013 Dodge Avenger 2.4. Customer just bought the car. And she bought it because it was right in her price range. It's what she could afford. Now, my question to you is, when it's a car that's right in your price range and it's just what you can afford, is it really what you can afford? Meaning, what repairs are going to be needed on that vehicle? Especially when you're not a car-savvy person. I'm not putting down anybody. I'm just saying, if you're not a car-savvy person, what do you do? In all honesty, the best bet is have a professional look at it. Bring it to a shop. Try to get to know some people in your area, some people at shops. Trust me, it's worth it. You get to know some reliable people, because there are many, many, many reliable mechanics out there. There's a few really bad apples that give mechanics a bad name. But all in all, something like this that she bought, I haven't looked at it yet, but just a general walking up to the car, I can see it has bald tires. She just bought the car. I don't have the car running, it's kind of hot, but I have the key on it. So she came in with a complaint of she wants to change the oil. She says it runs rough and it cuts off every once in a while. And the air conditioner doesn't work. Okay. Now, I hooked the scanner up. I didn't do anything to it yet. This thing has 163,000 miles on it. I was just checking the scanner. I have this, like I said, I hooked my Snap-on scanner up to it. It's telling me the mileage. I just wanted to verify the mileage on there. She didn't say she had to check engine light, but I'm assuming she does, only because of the rough running, but I'm not sure. Now, what I want to do is, I want to see, I don't recall if these things will do the key cycle code read or not, but I'm just going to do it just to see. All right, so the key's in the run position, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to go run, off, run, off, run. Nope, this one won't do it. Okay. On, off, on. Oh yeah, oh wait, PO300, multi-cylinder misfire. PO304, cylinder number 4 misfire. Low tire pressure. Change oil. Okay. So that's all the codes that are read through the cluster there. Not all Chryslers will do that. Some will. And yeah, I can feel this thing's got a misfire. Alright, so I haven't looked yet with the scanner. Oh yeah, it's definitely got a misfire. Okay. I'm not going to do a code scan. Code, man, it's an active misfire on 4, I'll tell you that right now. That's a coil. So we got a cam sensor code. We have a multi-cylinder. See, now you notice the PO340 didn't show up on the cluster. Obviously, that's not going to show up. A U code. It'll only show PCM codes. I don't even know what that... Lost communication. I'm not even remotely close to worried about it. But I should be able to go to misfires and actually see. I forgot where Chrysler shows it. Yeah, it's a pretty severe misfire actually. No, it's not going to be here. That's my mistake. Let me wait till this finishes loading. You see the camera bouncing? It's because it's misfiring so bad. Wow, this thing's misfiring bad. Let me check system tests. Ah, there we go. Yeah, see, cylinder number 4 keeps counting up. And now the ABS and traction control light, or tire, oh, this is the traction control light is on. Airbag light's on, so it's got a bad clock spring because I see this. I can almost guarantee you that. So you know what, actually, let me do a code scan. Because now I'm actually curious. So my point to this is, if you don't know cars very well and you can't look at them and say, okay, it's going to need this, this, and this, spending that kind of money, let's just say you had $3,000 to spend. You saved up a long time for that $3,000. You find a car for $3,000. If you don't really know, how do you know it's a good car? You might just get in it and drive and, oh yeah, it drives fine. And you don't realize things that are wrong with the car. I mean, if it wasn't misfiring when she bought the car, I mean, I'm pretty sure if anybody were to drive this thing with this misfire that it has right now, you see how bad it's bouncing me. At least I hope you do. What was I saying? But anyway, if you had $3,000 to spend, like she did, if she drove this car and it drove fine, and now all of a sudden it has a misfire, I doubt very highly somebody did something for that. But somebody could have looked this car over and said, you know, hey, you're going to need a tune-up, or you're definitely going to need tires. I mean, the one tire is baloney skin. It's so bald. But have somebody look the car over. Like I said, get to know. Even if you have, even take a friend with you that knows something about cars. Everybody has to have a friend that knows at least something about cars. So if you're going to go look at a used car, take somebody with you. Don't just trust what somebody's telling you. You won't be happy with that. All right, let's look at the codes and see what they are. All right, so on a code scan, we see all those codes we saw before. Transmission codes are the same as the engine codes. ABS, steering angle sensor code, torque request signal denied, implausible data from steering control module. Airbag codes, driver's active headrest circuit open. Lost communication with SCM, that's the steering control module. Lost communication with IPM, KNC. Now here's another thing too, even for you people that don't know, let's say you don't know anybody that has, that's car savvy. Let's see. All right, let's back out. You don't know somebody that's car savvy, or at least knows a little something. Go buy yourself one of those cheap code readers. You can get them on Amazon. I think I even linked one at the bottom in the description. I think I have one linked there. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check it. But look for it. It should be there. It'll say inexpensive code reader or something like that. Or you can go to like AutoZone or one of those. They have cheaper ones. They're going to be a lot more expensive than Amazon. I'm just telling you that now. Bring it with you. Scan it for codes. Like, use it on your own car. Just try it out. Like, use it on somebody's car. Just try it out just to see what it does. Find one that's going to look for monitors. Reason I'm telling you this is if you go to a car, you start it up and drive it, it has no check engine light. Now, you hook in your little, $30 code reader. As long as it reads monitors, look at the monitors. If the monitors aren't ready, somebody cleared the codes. Or they had the battery disconnected. Something along those lines. So be wary of that. Because you could be driving that thing down the road and 2 days later, all of a sudden the check engine light came on because it ran a monitor, like for catalyst efficiency or something like that. Now you own the car. It was an as-is sale. Now what? Now you got to put a $1,000 converter in it? So just something to think about. Let me go down the road real quick. Even though this thing's misfiring, I just want to see how it feels, like brake-wise and stuff like that. I may have to fix the misfire first, but we'll see. Depends. I mean, it's pretty severe, but let me just see what happens. You're not going to come with me for the whole thing. All right, I'm turning around in the rec center. I just wanted to go down the road a ways. I don't have my seatbelt on. I just wanted to go down the road a ways just to feel the brakes real quick and to feel or hear and feel like what the car's general sensation was, general feel was. Hear the wheel bearing, stuff like that. And everything feels actually okay. It drives pretty good. Hold on, it's getting annoying. I should have my seatbelt on anyway. 99 times out of 100 I have my seatbelt on, even on a little quick short road test like this. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to just get a general feel for the vehicle. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, those Dodge Avengers and those Chrysler 200s, same vehicle. They're junk. They're junk. Well, when I worked at the Chrysler dealer, not for nothing, the 2012, 13, 14s, and I think 15 was the last of that body style before they changed to that really aerodynamic looking thing. Those are fantastic cars. These are actually very good cars. They got a bad rap for some reason. I really don't understand why. They're relatively trouble-free cars as long as you take care of them. I don't know if you heard that surging. That's because of the misfire. I owned a 2013 Chrysler 200 with the V6. I loved the car. Absolutely loved the car. And then as back issues started getting more and more prevalent, I decided to get rid of that and just went with the minivan. I had the minivan at the time, but I decided to get rid of the 200 and just have the minivan my main ride, because with the back issues I have problems getting in and out of cars. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that this is going to be either just a coil or coil and plugs, something along those lines. So I'm just going to pull it over here and let me pull the coil off, let me pull the plug out. I'm not going to worry about the cam sensor code just yet. I want to straighten out this misfire first. And she had a complaint of no AC. So is it actually no AC or no blower? Let's find out. All right, put that to cold. I did not hear a compressor turn on because I didn't have it turned on. I know there is no cold air coming out through there. A little bit. Actually, there's a little bit of cold air coming out. It's not as cold as it should be, that's for certain. So it's probably just a little bit low on charge. Why is it low? Who knows? But what I'm going to do is I'll probably verify the charge amount and then recharge it with some dye in the system and go from there. I've also seen misfires, depending on the vehicle. I've seen, if it's a current misfire, I've seen it shut the AC off. So if you have a car with like a current misfire and you're wondering why the AC doesn't work, it's very possible the computer's shutting it down on purpose. So anyway, let's go check plugs. So I got the one coil off and I got the one plug out. The plug actually looks fine. I don't see any issues with it. However, the coil, actually before I go there, you notice the coils have already been replaced, so that's always suspect. Duralast, I haven't had overly good luck with Duralast coils, but see that? I'm not quite sure what that is, but that could be a burn through mark. So this thing's going to get a coil, and while I'm waiting for the coil to show up, I'm just going to recharge the AC, you know, suck it down and recharge it. I'm not going to walk you through that, not on this video. Alright, so let me do that and hopefully get that coil on its way. I got the new coil in, I got the AC charged up, the cap is already missing, I got to see if I have one. I'm just going to take it for a road test. I hate those covers. Whenever I had them on my own vehicle, I took them off. They're there really for noise. I don't know if you notice, you can't hear the injectors anymore. So, alright, let's go for a road test. So we're running now, and I have the AC's nice and cold, and I got the misfire monitor up, and as you can see, we have no misfires. Alright, let's just go up the road. See what it feels like. Now we got to throw it on a lift. So I just went up the road. I'm in the rec center. I'm turning around here. I stopped for a minute, and I noticed the temperature's climbing up on it. The engine runs fine, but the temperature's climbing up. So I didn't pay attention to, are the cooling fans working? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out, because if the temperature goes down while I'm driving, see, I'm up around 20 miles an hour right now, and the temperature's creeping down. So let me go up the road. Yeah, and it feels like the AC has stopped working, and that could be from the cooling fan not working. Let's see. No, maybe not. Yeah, it's starting to get a little too hot here. All right, let me get in the shop and see what's going on. It's not overheating, but it's getting there. So I can hear it. The cooling fans are working. So what's going on? It's cooled there, so we have a cold leak. Why? That's the next question. As soon as I pulled in here and got in the garage, the temperature actually shot back down. So it's low on cooling. I am not opening this thing up. This thing is hot. But if you look, you can see the coolant's been splashing around. You can see the steam coming off it. Now, that's a replacement hose. Notice that? See the clamps in that? So, what's going on? I don't know, but I'm not taking a cap off just yet. She wants an oil change, so I'm going to do the oil change. There's a reason those things say don't open hot. Cooling system's under pressure. You open that thing up, you can get a geyser of hot coolant. When I started off in this business, a young lady, early 20s, who was actually killed. She had a Chevy Nova. And this actually happened at the first shop I ever worked at. I wasn't there at that. Well, I wasn't there to witness it. I was there when it happened, but I wasn't there to witness what happened. The caps on those things kind of go at an angle to the side. She stood over it, cracked it open, and it blew back. It covered her in boiling hot coolant. She died from third-degree burns. It can happen. I mean, it's rare, but it can happen. So you got to be ultra careful when you're dealing with the cooling system. I've seen some idiots on YouTube and idiots on TikTok and stuff like that where they take the cap off and you get the geyser up. You can get seriously burned. You can die. And I don't want to see that happen to anybody, because that's got to be a horrible way to go. Anyway, we're going to change the oil. Hopefully it'll be cooled off enough by then, and I can find out. I got a funny feeling we just got a bad radiator cap. So we're up in the air now. Now I've got a tire. It's got cords coming through. Obviously, that's not a good tire. This one has cords coming through too. Tires, meh. This is the best tire on the car, and it's almost on the wear bars. So, do I think it's a decent car? I don't think it's a bad car. I don't think the engine is damaged from overheating or anything like that. But obviously there's an issue there that we're going to have to straighten out. But I don't think she knew anything of what she looked at when she bought the car, honestly. You know, she got in it, because just now, when it wasn't misfiring, it runs and drives great. It really does. So, think about that. Tires, everything else. The coil, you know, how much are you going to spend in the end? So that $3,000 car now is now, let's just say, a $4,000 car or a $4,500 car. It could be worse. I've seen it be worse. So now, why not just buy a $4,500 car and get a better car? You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, that's it. I just wanted to show you that. If something comes up with the cooling system, actually, you know what? Let me wait, because I want to take the radiator cap off. And I want to inspect that. Like I said, I got a funny feeling it's just a bad radiator cap, but we'll find out. Let me change the oil in that, and then we'll let it down. All right, oil change is done. Put the cap back on. We'll check it before we pull it out. Want to make sure there's no pressure in there. Oh, it looks like a new cap, actually. Why is there coolant all over the place around here? I'm going to think then that the upper hose has to be leaking. Has to be. But leaking from where? That's the question. Wait. I don't know. Feeling the edge there to see if I feel any. I feel something right there. Actually, that's not good. Can you see that? It's like a casting issue right there. Oops. Sorry if I'm showing you nose hairs. That's what I wanted to do. The edge, I can feel it right there. I'm going to grab a Scotch-Brite. I'm going to clean that down. But something is obviously leaking right here. Let me get another cap for this thing. And let's top off the coolant and go from there. So I polished off the end of there with a Scotch-Brite pad. And I got a new cap just to be on the safe side. So it also looks like there's like some kind of an imperfection in the rubber right there. So was it not sealing correctly? And if you look over here, it looks like almost like the rubber was pushed inside to the edge. Because if you look, that sealing edge goes right to the edge of where the locking tabs go. So I don't know, but the new one is relatively the same. Although, yeah, no, they're pretty much the same. The rubber looks fine on this one. So we'll see. We'll see. That could have been the whole issue. It's I put antifreeze in there. That's just a little bit of top off of water right now. So, all right, let's take this thing down the road. I'm not going to go too far because of those bald tires. All right, so I just went down the road. Like I said, I'm not going to go too far with this thing because of the condition of the tires. I don't feel like having a blowout and then having to get towed back in. But the car runs and drives very, very well. It really does. I mean, I can feel a little bit of vibration, but then again, tires are hammered on this thing. So, and the temperature's staying normal right now. Like I said, I don't think it actually ever really overheated or anything. I think it got hot, but not overheated or did any damage, just because of how well it's running. So, let me get it back. Let me just look underneath the hood and see. If it's still leaking, then it has to be something with that hose. There's nothing else right there that's going to create that. And if everything's fine with that, we're just going to end the video. All right, I'm almost back at the shop now. So I'll see you there. All right, back at the shop. Let's take a peek under the hood. Let's see if that solved our issue. Like I said, if it didn't, we're just going to have to get a upper hose for this thing. She wasn't complaining about it, but I don't want her getting stuck either. No, it's looking okay. I don't see coolant all over the place. I think it's just a little bit of residual from before. I mean, it's not wet, so I'm pretty confident that was it. Let me actually squeeze the hose. Hang on a second. Yeah, the hose has pressure in it, so I'm confident that's good. All right, so we're going to leave it at that. I'm just going to tell her, make sure you check your coolant level every once in a while, because that thing was completely empty, the overflow tank. All right, that's pretty much it. The sun glare is killing me. Hopefully you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.